Good afternoon everyone. I am Omar Ahmed from grade 9A, and today I'll be showing you guys how helpful geometry is in real life, and I'll be giving you guys 5 professions or jobs or fields of subjects like science or math where geometry could be used. Let's go. First, let me tell you guys what's geometry. Geometry is a branch of math that studies the sizes, shapes, positions, and angles or dimensions of things. Basic geometry includes 2D and 3D shapes. Geometry helps us in deciding what materials to use, what design to make, and also plays a vital role in the construction process itself. Different houses and buildings are built in different geometric shapes to give a special shape to every house or every construction building. Geometrical tools like the protractor, ruler, measuring tape, and much more are used in construction work, astronomy, drawing, etc. Now let me give you guys 5 jobs or professions that greatly depend on geometry. Let's get started. A cartographer. A cartographer makes maps from information gathered during a survey. The mapping of an area begins by creating a network of points and measuring the distances and angles between them. All of these requirements require geometry. Knowledge of geometry is necessary for measuring different shapes and sizes in the field, and then plotting and drawing these objects. All these requirements require a cartographer to have knowledge of geometry. A surveyor uses mathematical calculations like elevations, shapes, or dimensions with tools and equipment to take measurements of land for private, government, and public developments. Basically, surveyors use geometry because they need to measure angles and distances on the ground. They also interpret the data and gather information such as boundaries and location of structures on a map. One field of science that involves geometry is surely astronomy. In astronomy, geometric shapes help understand the location of different planets, solar system, and different stars. Many geometrical principles and equipment are used in astronomy. Many important calculations and findings made in astronomy are possible with the help of geometry. Geometry is developed to be a practical guide for measuring the velocity, area, volume, and length of heavenly bodies like planets or dwarf planets. An interior designer. An interior designer builds plans for living or workspaces from beginning to end. Their main duties include sketching design plans according to clients' preferences. Geometry is important to this job because the interior designer needs to know the angles and shapes of how things will exactly fit together. Finally, the last profession that depends on geometry is robotics. In robotics, we will have to use reflections, rotations, and translations to mark the next spot of a moving robot. As we program it, reflections, rotations, and translations are geometric terms that we use furthermore as we study geometry. To demonstrate the accurate place that the robot will move to next, we have to use calculations of geometry. Those are just some of the basic uses of geometry, but it never ends there, as more professions use geometry in order to do their job properly, like computer imaging, animations, video games, designing, and stuff like that. All of these professions are determined by geometry, and they clearly depend on geometry. That shows you how helpful this geometry is in real life, and how it isn't just a subject or an assignment you have to do, but it shows you the whole real world and how it applies to the whole real world. As you can see, geometry affects us in every basic thing in our life. As you can see up here, this is a graphic organizer made by me that summarizes every subtopic and gives the main idea of it. And bottom left you could see the whole main idea of this video. Yes, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for listening, and I hope this video helped you out somehow.